Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is part of a four-part video series documenting my experience and my findings from my first year studying at the University of Cambridge. Today's topic is going to be about Freshers Week and friendships. As a little bit of context before we start, my name is Maurice, and I just finished my first year studying psychological and behavioral studies, and that's short for PBS, and it's also another fancy name for psychology. It's kind of like a Cambridge thing. Freshers Week is probably like the most hyped, stressful, exciting, amazing time that you go through, and you never go through again, even if you do a post-grad degree. The freshest week there will not be the same as it is in your undergrad experience. And I think because of that, a lot of people go into it quite terrified and having absolutely no clue about what they should expect. What does freshest week at Cambridge look like? This year I am the freshest representative, or what we call FREP, and the job of the FREP is actually to organize Freshers Week. So not only have I gone through a Freshers Week myself, I'm also making one with my fellow FREP partner. And so I would say like I know quite a lot about the inner workings of a Freshers Week. It varies a lot from college to college because Cambridge is a collegiate university. Every single college has their own student committee, what we call the JCR, and we do things differently. So people will move in at different times, but it usually ranges from around late September, so like the 27th of September, until roughly like the 5th of October or the 12th of October. And again, the length of the Freshers Week is also like varying from college to college, but it is roughly again from a week to 2 weeks long. If you're an international student, Cambridge kind of understands that that's even more scary and bigger like cultural shift and change and that you have to adapt to. So sometimes they'll let international students move in early. So if you're an international student, that's something to watch out for. Freshers Week is all about finding your footing, figuring out where you live, where you're gonna eat, where you sleep, who's living next to you, and like buying bedding and buying towels that maybe you forgot to pack. And so colleges try to give you a lot of free time and a lot of opportunity to meet other freshers. An actual Freshers Week timetable can look like going to different talks that the college has provided, talking about what academics and studying will look like. They'll also put on, like the student committee will also put on a lot of different fun things. So for example, like informal pub quizzes or board games night, crafts. At Queen's we kind of have a tradition called speed dating, but like platonic version. So we all sit in a row, we kind of meet someone and then we swap and meet someone else. Freshers Week can be very exhausting, especially if you're someone who's not naturally more extroverted and outgoing and bubbly. And so sometimes when you're going to Freshers Week, you know, you've just graduated, you finished sixth form, and you're like, wow, I'm gonna like redefine myself. I'm gonna be extroverted, I'm gonna be full of energy, I'm gonna be confident. And sometimes, maybe halfway through Freshers Week, you'll discover that that's not the case. And you're still kind of tired and still kind of scared of speaking to cool new people that seem so smart and seem so confident. So I would say take it easy and take it slow. If I could go back to Freshers Week, I would have told my past self to just be a little bit more chill. Everyone is so anxious to make a good impression on people and to come across as like someone who should be your friend, that it can feel like you're not actually getting to know someone, but you're getting to know that best version of themselves that only happens once a year. And I think just be genuine. I personally was terrified that Cambridge would live up to its reputation of being posh and rich and full of people from private school backgrounds that I have nothing in common with. And yes, it is true that those people exist, and sometimes you will have negative encounters with people who just don't understand that I suppose people can come from different cultures and have different ways of being brought up in families. But every single person finds their group of people and a group of people that they can be themselves with. And so there's no use in being fake, because you're just going to end up with people that maybe in your mind you think you want to be with because they seem so cool, but it will just kind of not work out in the long run. And that's also a big reality of Freshers Week. I think it's very, very easy to latch onto a set of people and just be comfortable with them, because then you don't need to sit alone, at dinner time. And that's great. That's not a bad thing at all. And these people could become your close friends in the future. But it's also worth remembering that Freshers Week is just a week or two. And when has there ever been a friend that you've fully made in a week and completely know who they are? So first term is what we call Michaelmas term. And I've talked with a lot of my friends, and everyone's had the same experience where a lot of times the friends that you make in Michaelmas, your Michaelmas friends, they won't last, and they change and they evolve. And a lot of the friends that you will have later on, you didn't meet in a Freshers Week. And so I just think that's a really, really helpful thing to take with you when you start Freshers, is that there's no stress. If someone's meant to be your friend, you'll see them again after Freshers Week. It's not 2 weeks and then that's it. These are the people that you have to stick with for the rest of your uni experience. And if you need to take time for yourself, take the time for yourself. But if you're someone who loves going out, having a crazy amount of fun, first time where you're completely untethered from your parents, also take that opportunity, because it is a really special time. And I would say final thing is take photographs, because it's so much fun to look back on it and remember how lost you were and how little you knew, and oh my god, can you imagine that I was standing next to this person that I will never ever ever speak to now. So best of luck. Don't be worried about it. Yes, Freshers Week is amazing, but there is so much more to university after that. So there's no need to put it on a pedestal, but enjoy it while it lasts. See you in the next one.